Yeah. I think the anti-cheat point you bring up is crucial as well. I mean, as far as I remember, um, Ace does not support Linux,
It does
for example,
not.
the anti-cheat that we use. And although Anthrax intended to do support for it at some point, he you know that it didn't end up happening. And with any new game, anti-cheat is obviously going to be a big thing. And I genuinely think that a lot of people would not come back to the community because of the cheating thing. And I think having an up-to-date game, graphically people look at it and think, geez, this looks good, and B, updated anti-cheat is a big thing for a lot of people,
Yeah.
and the trust thing is a big thing for a lot of people.
See, I think the problem though, like talking about anti-cheat right now, is the game is going to be free, and so assuming there's an influx of
You like
thousands
this
of
wasteful?
players, and the game is free, and let's say people start making cheats, Helios starts making cheats. I mean, I want to know how Epic plans on dealing with that. I mean, is it going to be a community-based battle to stop this? And I mean, I know with games that you pay money for on Steam, there's like back bans, things like that. You can like look into accounts. I'm actually kind of concerned that with everything being completely free, what's the plan of attack to counter cheaters?
Well, I worked in anti-cheat for quite some time. I have one of my names gets a shout out on UTDC 2.0, so I'm probably the most qualified to talk about this right now. And unfortunately, when you're dealing with a new engine, the best course of action is going to be to develop a new anti-cheat, I think. The ones that we've had in the past have all been broken for various reasons, which I'm not going to get into publicly. So it does create a really interesting situation. Could brings up a really good point on Twitch chat right now, actually saying that, you know what, anti-cheat developers can actually make money if there's going to be a marketplace. So I think right there's already incentive.
Yeah.
So the incentive has always been, well, the cheaters can make cheats and sell them. They'll make money, right? But the anti-cheat people make no money. They just keep their
And
integrity. Wonderful, but the incentive isn't there. Now the incentive might actually be there, but it needs to
Yeah.
be something out of the box originally.
But
Although-
from a cynical point of view, and this is from experience, I mean, that there's cheat coders out there who also code anti-cheat and
Yeah, that's
and
what I was
basically
about to say.
basically
Yeah,
loop
backdoor
it.
themselves, essentially.
Well, you had guys playing both sides. You know, yeah, I'll make
Yep.
this anti-cheat to catch the stuff that is
Yeah.
wild, and then my friends get the new one, and so I mean, we won't name names, but
Yeah,
there's been some shady,
there's a
shady
recent
shit going on.
example of that. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Hopefully we can find a way to deal with that. With the community
But,
actually
yeah.
being more involved, I think there's a much better chance that we can work together to develop strong anti-cheat systems.
Absolutely.
But I think that will remain to be seen. There are still umpteen amounts of ways when you have sort of a open source system like this new Unreal Tournament is going to be very, very close to being, that people are going to be able to develop cheats. Right out of the box, I know we can expect they're not going to be allowing cheats that are be similar to the UMod extension cheats that they had 10 years ago in Unreal Tournament. So things like the elf bot and stuff will be blocked immediately. But then the question is, how do you actually stop hooks? Are you going to use something like VAC or Punkbuster, God forbid, which is going to basically stop 90% of the community from actually playing the game? We'll have to see what happens on that, I guess.
Yeah. One thing it does have for it as well is that because it's based on UE4, and obviously UE4 is not going to be just used in UT, is that a lot of the anti-cheat, or some sections of the anti-cheat these people develop, is going to be cross-game. So
One would
it's
hope.
not going to be just about people making an anti-cheat that just works in UT99. I mean, you had it in UT99 with like TAC Ops, for example. I think Ace supported TAC Ops as well.
Mhm.
You get this because it's based on this framework, this UE4 framework. It's not just code itself that you have to support something individually. Obviously, a lot of the cheats will be very specific to UT, but there will be a lot of community involvement, and because it's open source, there's a lot of people out there who are willing to help with this sort of thing.
One would hope. But again, if
Yeah.
those people are the same people that have malicious intentions, who knows?
Yeah.
Mr. Cyborg, as you fix your webcam over there, what are your thoughts on this? I'm still here. Let me fix this. Are you speaking? Because I can't hear you.
Yeah, I can hear him.
Oh, no shit. Maybe I should unmute him on TeamSpeak then. I'm sorry, friend.
Uh, like I was saying, this you were talking about anti-cheat. I don't really have a vote on the matter because I was never really any part of anti-cheat. I know how they work. That's about the extent of my knowledge. But yeah, it's a situation that's very worrisome. With free-to-play, there's no real way to moderate. People just making new accounts and coming into the game. I don't know how you'd go about rectifying that, but yes, having the anti-cheat community more involved by paying them, for lack of a better term, is somewhat of a solution. But I just feel like it will be a battle. If like Paco was saying, there's nothing unique that comes out anti-cheat wise. We'll just have 1 week from the starting point there will be a bot. We counter that with an anti-cheat. A week later another bot. We counter it again, etc., etc., etc. It keeps going on.
Honestly, with the way that they look like they're developing this, it sounds like anybody who's paying the $20 a month subscription for the Unreal Developer or the Unreal Engine will be able to have a bot as soon as the game starts.
Yeah.
So that actually is really concerning.
Just a bit.
Well, at the same time, though, we might not launch cheat protection until day one, so we'll see what happens. But
the other thing is, I mean...
Oh, I was going to say something too. I'll jump in after Monk.
All right.
Okay.
This, like, every game has this cheat, anti-cheat life cycle, if you will. But that's pretty much how everything is. With the state of play in UT99 at the moment, we have no active anti-cheat developers, and we do have publicly available cheats and privately available cheats which bypass any available UT99 anti-cheat. So, like,
is there any website you'd like to be plugging? Is someone paying you right now?
Yeah, don't stop there, Monk.
Okay. I mean, it's not news, right? So
Sure.
we're whatever we end up with this, we're in a better situation than we are in UT99 because, quite frankly,
Yeah, it's not good. I mean, on the bright side, though, there's things to look out for. But before I forget my point, I was going to say that's why I agree with you. Like, every game, it's sort of like whack-a-mole and cat and mouse. There's a cheat, anti-cheat, cheat passing it. I mean, I played a lot of Rust. They caught thousands of people. They keep popping up. Counter-Strike Go, which is the most popular FPS right now. I mean, it's there's the Steam sales where it's like $2.99, $3.99. Cheaters buy a bunch of copies, and they cheat. I mean, with this one being free, it's going to be a problem. But I think what there needs to be is hopefully the competitive scene takes off enough that players are actually going to LAN, and you can see who is a keyboard warrior from like their house and who actually performs with the spotlight on them. Obviously, that would only apply to the top people. But honestly, if people are playing from their house, it's pretty tough to stop people from cheating. So I think hopefully there's a competitive scene where you can see who's actually pulling it off in front of people.
Well, there are IP bans, so let's just be hopeful for that. So if people are playing from their house, hopefully they can be banned. It is a concern, but let's move on from this topic